Here we are, back in the Sculptable studio, where we're guilty of making skulls and other creepy shit. It is 2024. We just passed Labor Day this last weekend.
My birthday's in 7 days.
Your birthday's in 7 days?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you gonna be?
I'm gonna be 9.
You're gonna be 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and who are you?
My name's Jacob.
You're Jacob. You're Junior Skullmaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Ken, I'm your Skullmaster, and we are here to start our Halloween build. We are gonna build what? What are we building this year?
A spider demon.
A spider demon. What exactly is a spider demon?
It's like a skeleton.
Uh-huh.
It has like arms
Uh-huh.
and a head and a body,
Uh-huh.
but the rest of its body goes down to its waist. Is like a part of like a spider's body.
Oh. It's like half skeleton and half spider?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool, right? Whose idea was this? Your idea. Yeah.
I just thought of it one day.
Just thought of it one day. Well, that's what we're doing. We're gonna make some spider demon. Consistent with what we've done in the years past. I'm gonna use the 5-foot skeletons that you can get just about everywhere. But this year I'm gonna recycle some of the ones that I've done in the past years, which are now just starting to fall apart. Basically every skeleton that I've corpsed out over the past couple of years are falling apart. So I have lots of repairs to do this year, and I'm going to use this one or another one to kind of make the torso of this spider demon that we're going to create.
Let me show you what happened to all the skeletons we made first. So all of these skeletons we've made in the previous years, like the Grim Reaper
Yep.
and the
Turn around and look at the camera. Talking to the camera.
Demon Angel.
Yep.
And they've been in our like storage unit for a long time, and
Yep.
it's starting to fall apart.
They're starting to fall apart. Yep.
So we're gonna have to fix them all up.
Fix them all up. Okay, good. All right, as Jacob said, we have lots of things to repair this year. So I will be doing that in parallel while we make the spider demon. So the first thing we've got to do is make the body of the spider, and we're gonna do a black widow. And to do that, you get chicken wire. And chicken wire, you can get these in rolls at Home Depot.
What do you want me to put?
Get the blade underneath that part, like that. Now cut. Yeah, very good.
Oh, I heard that.
Perfect. See? Okay.
How are we gonna make this into a shape of a bud?
We're gonna have to form it and tie it with wire. I'm gonna take the wire that was tied around this to hold it together and just cut little pieces like so, and use that to tie this together. All right, I'm just like rounding off, trying to make this as round as possible. So I just kind of bent in the corners a little bit. Okay, so I think the body is sort of mapped out. And now what we're gonna do is wrap it in saran wrap, because that's gonna give us a flat surface where we're gonna then put insulation foam on it to give it some body, give the body some body.
Have we used saran wrap before?
We've melted plastic bags before.
That's what we always do.
Right, in fact, I don't know how much saran wrap I have. We might need to use
Oh, that's saran
This is
wrap?
saran wrap, yeah. AKA cling wrap.
Don't we use that for like, can't we use that for like lunch and stuff?
Yeah, if we're like wrapping up leftovers and stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, I ran out of saran wrap already. I'm gonna take what I have here, just melt it to the surface a little bit. I'm a little ill-prepared. I didn't go to the dollar store and get my normal black garbage bags. or any of the saran wrap. So I'm just going to use what I had in the laundry room, which are these ones.
And it melted on.
Smells like sea breeze. Right, so that feels like a pretty good size, I think. This guy feels pretty good. Oh, okay. Try not to shoot it all over the fucking garage. Wow. Yes, do the front. Yep. Hey, buddy.
We did it.
That's our first night, right? It's a wrap for tonight. We'll let that dry, and we'll come back tomorrow morning.
First night, done.
First night done. Thank you, Skullmaster Junior.
But I actually could.
Thank you for hanging out.
With me and Daddy.
Okay, how'd it come out? What? Yeah, that happens. Alright, it's good. It's dry. It's hard. It's light.
Jinx.
Okay. Well, it's all dried. Looks like it's pretty good size. But I gotta smooth this body out a little bit. And I think what I'm gonna do is attack it with an angle grinder where I put a masonry cutoff wheel on it. So this is used to like cut bricks. Seems like the best option. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it seems like that might be faster than me trying to like file this down with a planer. It's gonna be super messy, and I don't wanna do that inside the garage, so I'm gonna take it out in the driveway and probably mask up and whatnot. So let's give that a shot. Okay, the blade snapped, and it's making a fucking mess. But at least I'm outside, and this is not going all over the garage. It's just blowing all over my neighbor's yards. Yeah. Okay, the camera cut off at some point during the filming because it overheated in the sun, but I was attacking it with the angle grinder. I had the masonry bit on it. The masonry bits kept breaking, and I switched it to the metal cutoff blade, and that seemed to work pretty good. Want some of this?
I'm good.
Sparkling water?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, we're gonna work on the legs tonight, and
Which are harder than you think.
which are harder than I think. Yeah. All right. So what I'm gonna do is have the legs come off from the bottom of the body, and they're moved up towards the front of the torso. So sort of the big bulb in the back. Is free of the leg connectors. They'll be more up front. So I'm going to use some elbows, and then I have a 1-inch pipe that will fit it. All right, we're gonna put a little foam up and over these to just hold these in place permanently. Do the other side. You see how I'm doing it?
Yeah.
See how I'm leaving the fronts open?
Yeah.
And I'm just going up and over.
Like that?
Yep, even slower. And go up and over. Yep. Good. Yay! All right. 90-degree angle, 1 inch to 3/4 inch reducer. Boom! Boom! Thing's getting big now. Might have to move the table out of the way. Now we got 3/4 inch, 45 degrees with 1/2 inch reducing bushels inside. Boom. Boom. That's looking pretty good. But I gotta add the other leg to it, and I don't know if I can even do that in this space. I have to maybe drag this outside. Okay, I think the spider from a size perspective looks pretty good. Maybe the legs need to be trimmed out, but I'm not gonna know for sure until I kind of attach the body and position the arms and everything and finalize it. We can do that later. First and foremost though, the PVC is just ripping the foam right out of here. So I've got to reinforce all this stuff. Okay. Doctor, 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 doctor. So now I'm gonna seal the whole thing before I paint it black. I'm gonna spray paint it, and the spray paint will eat through the foam unless you put a sealant on it. So I have dry lock, which is like a concrete and masonry waterproofer. And that's what I'm gonna put on there. And they only had white in stock at Home Depot, which is not the greatest color. If they're gonna paint it black, but it is what it is. Wow, I wonder if there's a faster way to do this. Maybe not. I wonder if I could just pour it on. We'll let that dry overnight, and then we can start painting it after that. Okay, while I'm all sweaty and dirty from coaching Jacob's soccer team, I'm gonna rattle can this spider body now. The dry lock is all dry from yesterday. The dry lock did make this a lot heavier. Just painting it black makes it look more menacing and realistic and spider-like. So I like where this is going. We're gonna start working on the torso, adding that to the spider. So what I did was I glued a 1-inch PVC piece to the spine of the skeleton torso, and then we'll just insert a elbow into the body, and that will be our attachment method. I'm just going to use the foam to hold the elbow in place because it'll match the texture of the rest of the spider. We'll let that dry, and then I'll come back and paint that a little bit later. The foam is dry here. Let's secure that in place. I had glued this PVC piece to the bottom of the broken spine on this guy, and then I had foamed in a elbow into the front of the spider, and let's see how this is all gonna work here. I hope that this glue is strong enough to support this, and it does not look like it is. It looks like it's already sort of breaking there. Yeah, it's already, this is already broken. Shit. I got some clear, round Christmas ornament baubles, I think they call them. They're basically like just hollow. You fill them with stuff, you make Christmas ornaments out of them. They have a couple different sizes, but I thought those are probably too big. I thought we could use them as like spider eyes. Paint them and put them. Spiders have like 6 to 8 eyes. Kind of put them all over them. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna paint the eyes. So I'm gonna use those Christmas ornaments, and then I'm gonna paint the inside, not the outside of the eye, to give it a little bit more transparency, a little bit of gloss. Let the clear plastic be a part of the visual. All right. I threw a lot more foam on this to keep this in place because it was tearing off last night. Let's clean it up a bit. Okay, what I think it needs is some detailing in here. So we're gonna create sort of our own unique anatomy with this guy. I think it needs something a little bit more exciting. It needs to tie the skeleton into the spider a little bit more. So I have some old 3/4 inch PVC, which is probably gonna be a good size to use. So let's kind of eyeball that. And then I'll heat bend it and we'll glue it in place later. So just by doing that, it adds a little bit more detail, right?
And then I'll get some T's and some crosses, and we'll kind of bridge off of that, right? All right, I heat bent some more of the 3/4 inch PVC, and I got some connectors, 1 T, 2 T's, 2 crosses, to create a little bit more of like a rib cage back here. Sometimes it's not about getting the position that you want, it's about taking the only position you can get. And that might be how it works with these arms. Okay, we're at the point where we have to start fine-tuning this now. I was able to position the arms with some Gorilla Glue, some bungee cords, some insulation foam, some screws. I mean, it took a couple days in order to get all this shit to finally hold. And I don't love the arm positioning, but it kind of is what it is. Sometimes these skeletons have a tendency to just sort of fall into whatever position they'll go into, and yeah, you take what you get, right? So I think right now I'm going to insert the spine down into this body a little bit. So I'm gonna probably carve the foam out a little bit and give it some groove to nest into. Also, I found this spider web at grocery outlet, which was something that I was gonna need to figure out anyways. I don't know if I love it, but if it's big, maybe I can doctor it up and make it kind of cooler looking, but we'll get there at some point too. Okay, so I carved a groove out of the foam and then inserted that in there. Look, yeah, right on. Okay, this foam is all dry now, and the ribs are set into the body. So let's clean it up a little bit. Smooth out all this extra foam that bubbled up. It's getting hard to see what's going on here, so let me throw some paint on this. But try to block out the ribs a little bit. What I think I'm gonna do is now though, I wanna cut 2 inches off of each section of the leg. Take these down 2 inches, take these poles down 2 inches, take the bottom poles 2 inches. I think overall, the spider's just a little too large compared to the skeleton body. So we're gonna do that. I screwed these old pelvic bones onto the front. I think it's starting to come together. I think cutting the legs down was the right move. The body and the legs look more proportionate to the skeleton now. So I think I'm gonna just spend a little bit more time and detail some of this stuff out. I'm gonna take those eyes, which were just those spray painted Christmas ornaments, and start to glue them on. Awesome. Let's pull the head off. Let's do it that way. All right, that's kind of cool. It's more spider-like. Okay, I got my typical palette of corpse paint. Burnt umber, raw umber, titanium white, dark titanium white, and black. And just kind of mix this shit up right on the palette. And let's get some highlights on that, right? And then we'll try to fake a vertebrae going down. I think the eyes help, but he needs something. He needs like those spider mandibles, and he needs horns or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's what we're doing. We're just kind of working our way through the detailing now. I want to add some hair to the legs. So to do that, I'm going to spray the legs with some adhesive. Then I'm going to take some cotton balls and just kind of shred it onto the adhesive. Let's switch sides. I think I'm gonna knock that white back a little bit with just a little black spray paint and brown spray paint to tie it into the color of the skeleton just a little bit. I do like the white, kind of ages it a little bit, but it's a little too stark. All right, we're here in the sculptable kitchen, and we're going to detail out the face of the spider demon a little bit. What I think it needs is some horns, and I think it needs like those mandibles or some sort of fangs to make it a little bit more evil looking. I think what we're going to do is sculpt it out of tin foil and then cover it in paper mache. I don't know. Seems like a good idea. I don't have any other ideas for it, so I feel like that should be something that's doable. So yeah, I think something like that. Put these on there like that. I'm gonna wrap these big mandibles in masking tape. I think that it'll be easier for the paper mache to stick to that. I don't know if that's true or not. Sort of seems logical. Measure 1/8 of a cup of water per 2 tablespoons of dry paper mache and add to mixing bowl. Gradually add paper mache to the water, stir until entirely moist. Add additional water or dry mix if needed until mixture is firm. Whatever. Eyeball it, I think is what it's saying. It's like oatmeal consistency right now. Maybe a little thicker than oatmeal. Definitely a little thicker than oatmeal. All right, let's get one of these guys. Stick it in here and see what that does. Okay, from what I've read, it could take 48 hours for the paper mache to dry. I don't want to wait that long, but maybe I can drag it outside and put it in the sun and see if that speeds up the drying time at all. Let's give it a shot. See you later. The mandibles and the horns and the fangs are all dry. Thanks to the California sun, the paper mache did dry within a couple hours because the heat fucking works. So let's work on putting this all together. Ow, that's hot. I'm gonna use some hot glue because that'll just be faster and easier. And these surface areas aren't flat, so. All right, I think I'm gonna put these things like, I don't know, here, maybe? The mandibles are not even because my sculpting skills out of tinfoil are subpar apparently. But that's okay. It's looking pretty good. Oh, hot glue on my finger. Okay. Now, where are we putting these fucking horns? I don't know. 1, 2, let's try one here maybe. How many did I make? I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 to play with. All right. Let's do a little painting on all of this stuff. All right, well, I think for tonight, that's fine. This is fine. I'm gonna go put it down, let it dry for the night. It's late. When it's light out tomorrow, I'll take this out and see what it looks like on the rest of the spider. And I have some hair I bought today. I bought a wig today, so we can add that. And we're pretty close to being done with this thing, actually, but that looks kind of cool, I think. Certainly looks more interesting than where it was. I always just feel like adding hair to these things brings some added level of realism. I'm not necessarily trying to make this female, though, but I felt like this creature would have hair on it, and the hair always tends to be long and black. Okay. Wow. Well, let's sit with that and see how it looks tomorrow morning. Cool. Okay, I put the spider demon out on the yard, and I'm trying out that spider web that I had purchased to see if I like it and if it works. When I moved the spider demon out here, the weight of the skeleton pulled forward and ripped it right off the body. So I had to go back in and put a lot of foam in to reinforce it. So in hindsight, I probably would have built the body differently and built an internal PVC skeleton that attached this to some sort of rigid structure within the chicken wire. Making the whole thing out of foam doesn't give it a whole lot of stability, so I'm constantly having to reinforce this. Hopefully this holds. I'm gonna carve it out again and repaint it a little bit, but you know, hindsight's 2020. You kind of live and learn as you build this stuff. So I also built a wood pedestal beneath it to hold it up, and I'm gonna paint it green to blend it into the grass. But for now, I'm just gonna go in and trim out that insulation foam that I added. Okay, I trimmed up the extra foam on the spine and painted it to blend it in a little bit. It's a little bit more sturdy now. I also added that cotton spider web to the rope. I tied it on and gave it a light dusting of black spray paint just to blend it in a little bit. I think that makes the spider web a little bit more realistic looking. I'm not totally in love with it, but I'll take it. There's Isabel, by the way. Creepy. Okay, team, I think that's a wrap on another Halloween build. I think the spider demon came out pretty cool. It's probably a couple things I would have done differently, but that's a part of the journey, right? Figuring it out and recognizing your mistakes and understanding what you would have done differently. Overall though, I'm pleased with it. I thought it's another unique piece for the yard. And if you want to see other cool shit, check out the channel for the things that I've done in the past few years. Also, I've got my skull art up on sculpable.com, SKULLPABLE. Check that out for unique stuff that you won't find anywhere else. Once again, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you.